Hey guys, sorry for the delay. When you have two little ankle biters who insist at 20 minutes before bedtime, when it takes me about 10 minutes to get set up, that they want to do freaking nail polish. So yeah, it was a bit of a mad dash down from the bedroom where they're playing, because they've been banned there now because they make so much noise. So apologies for being a bit late. Plus I needed to make a brew. Gotta have my coffee. Who we got? Hi Emily, hi Erica, hi Inky Fingers and Ribbon. That's a long one. I'll call you Inky for short. Hi Diane. Good thing I just finished baking cookies. Oh, cookies. But I'm just going to share very quickly out to the masses, because I need to share this in the Spectrum group because we're using Spectrum products. So bear with me one momento while you guys say hello and come on and do all that chitty chatty stuff. And yeah, so I'll explain in a minute, because we're going to actually do two projects tonight. And I had no intention of doing two, but I got totally inspired and then inspired again. And I'll explain what this is in a minute, because that is going to be the second project. So the first project, we're going to be using the Spectrum Noir aqua markers. Aqua pencils are going to probably be in the second project, and the art liners, they're going to be in the main first project. Hi Carol, hi Joanne, Tracy. I'll try and remember that because my brain's crap at remembering names. Okay, so I just need to share out on Twitter. I haven't done it on my Instagram, which is really naughty. Shall I do that quickly now? Okay, I tell you what, instead of you looking at a blank bit of stuff, I'm going to freak you out with some eyeballs. And my little doodling yesterday. Right, let me just do very quick then on Instagram. Hey guys, I'm live over on my YouTube channel, and we're going to be doing some watercolour with Spectrum Noir products. Guys, I'm live over on my YouTube there we go. And you're going to hear that about 50 times because it's... There we go. Shut myself up now. Okay. 2 more shares and then we're done. Ba-dong. If anybody's new to watching, by the way, because I have had quite a lot of new followers, subscribers lately, which is really cool. So welcome if you haven't been here before. Okay, that is the last share done. Erica, can you do me a cheeky solid like you always do and pop this in the group for me, please? I'm cleaning my craft room while watching, so it's slow going. Oh, cleaning craft rooms is never fun. Okay, so these were all done with the illustrators, which are amazing pens if you haven't used them before. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to do a little greenhouse full of cacti. There they are. And I was just sitting in front of the telly last night, just doodling, because I've decided to start filling up sketchbooks because I'm useless at filling sketchbooks, and decided to just get on and do some. Thank you. And I really enjoyed doing the cacti, so I thought tonight it'd be quite a good way of showing you how you can use the art liners and the watercolor pens together. And these are really simple illustrations, so you do not need to be an artist of any kind to draw these, and I'll show you exactly how we will do them. And then the second project, I don't know if you can see him very, I keep looking over there because my monitor's over there. I don't know how well you can see him, but I couldn't decide what to draw. So about 2 years ago, I did a stag design. Sorry, you can probably hear that through the microphone. I did a stag design for a Christmas paper cut, and I've always wanted to do a specific type of drawing where all the antlers come up and it's around a moon. But I saw something today which has totally inspired me to try something different. So I'm going to, this is a hint. I don't know how well you're going to see that through the camera because my lighting is, as usual, quite shocking. If I can get it just to twinkle. Why am I looking at it through there and not through there? So quite potentially, I need your opinion on what one of these to use on the moon, because I want this to really pop against the really subtle watercolour that we're going to be doing. And then I want either a nice blue moon or a coppery gold. I don't know. I'm undecided. So we'll do some boating on that later on. The lighting in here does not give away just how beautifully glittery they are. It just doesn't do it justice. Anyway, so I'll put this to one side. I've got my hairdryer out ready. Some really nice sparkles. Right, I've got my tissue paper. That was for the photo, which I never actually used. I've got my aqua blends. I've chosen the essentials and the naturals because when I come to do the stag, I want all the browns and the skin tones, and then I want some of the greens. But that's only when I want to go in for fine detail, and I may even use some of the art liners as well. But for the cacti project, we are going to use, let's go with a number 3. I don't think I'm going to need a brush yet. A number 3. And I can't decide whether or not actually I want to keep them standard cacti colour and have them green, or whether I fancy doing something a little bit different. Don't know yet, haven't decided. Let's put my little, no, blue tack. Where's blue tack? Blue tack to the rescue. There we go. Okay, so I have here a whole bundle of colours, and it would be easier if they were all upright because then I could see them. I'm just going to turn them around. It's not helpful at all because they're all just falling down, so that's not helping. Let's put them to one side. So I've got 2 jugs of water. If you've watched my lives before, you know why I have 2 jugs of water. If you don't know, it saves you having to go back to the sink every 5 minutes to clean your water. So you have 1 jug, which is your initial brush clean, and then you have a second jug, which is your second brush clean, and you'll find that your second water actually stays really, really clean. Then that way you don't have to keep going back and changing your water, which is always a good thing. Okay. Ah, I've just seen your comment, Tracy. Welcome to my live feed. I don't know if you've actually watched any before. Sorry, I totally didn't click. Okay, so I've drawn out just, I don't even think it's straight. Yeah, it is. Just a couple of deep lines that are going to be my shelves in my greenhouse. And I'm going to be brave, and we're going to do this without any initial sketching. So I think the first thing to do is draw the pots that they're going to live in. So if you have any favourite shape pot, comment, and then I can draw it. But we're just going to go straight in. I've got the number 3 art liner. And no, we're not. I don't know, actually. Hang on. No. I'll do the cacti first. That's how I did it last night. So let's go with a nice round one. So you look literally just drawing. It's almost like an oval, but a rounder oval, like a squished circle. My coffee is right over there. I've learnt my lesson enough times now not to have my coffee near my water. Although that hasn't stopped me on occasion. Now, once you've done your circle, you come from the top. You can either put a line down the middle, which sometimes can look a bit strange. Not all the time. Or you can just start from the top and have a slight curve as you come down. And then again, the other side. So when you come around, you do it again. And then again. And you always come from a centre point at the top. Because the cacti always meet up the top. And the prongs, I am going to do one up the middle. The prongs are as simple as a simple can be. And actually, I might even revert down to a 1 for this. Hi, Vicky. So all we're going to do with the 1 is I'm going to make a flower on the top. So I'm going to leave space on the top. Whereas yesterday I didn't. I did the spikes. Now, there are 2 types. You either get the ones that have the spikes in a row, which we will do. But on this occasion, all I'm going to do is a little fan out of 4 times. It's getting a bit closer. I don't know if that's now gone out of focus, which it has slightly, I think. So let me refocus you. There we go. Is that better? God, my eyes are bad. I can't tell. I seriously need to get my eyes and glasses sorted out. Okay. So again, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and just keep going up the sides. Now, the reason I'm using the Spectrum art liners is not just because I love my Spectrum products. It is because they are water resistant as well as alcohol resistant. So they will work on or with alcohol pens as... Oh God, I've totally lost the plot now. Shouldn't talk and draw at the same time. Alcohol and water. They're just so smooth, and the brush pen is just in a league of its own. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, I've got to learn to count. So you just do that, and already we're getting this really cute cactus just from simple lines. We were drawing with my kiddos up the table yesterday. I'm drawing W's, for goodness sake. This one I'm going to do like that, I think. And my eldest was getting really frustrated because she just couldn't... Okay, those of you that have followed me for a while know that I always tell my patrons and people that ask me questions, never try and draw an eyebrow. Never try and draw a cactus. Just draw what you see. So I was trying to explain to her, this is why you don't need to be an artist to do doodles. You really don't. So if you've ever struggled, just do it. So she was going, well, I'm trying to draw an eyebrow. And I said, well, don't draw an eyebrow. I said, what shape is that? And she says, I don't know. It's an eyebrow. I said, it's not an eyebrow. Take the eye away. What shape is it? It's a line. Perfect. Well, what shape is that line? Well, it's a straight line, or it curves, or okay, does it curve up? Does it curve down? It curves down. Well, that's what you need to draw. You need to draw a curvy line going down. And it clicked in her head after that. And I've told so many people before, you're not drawing a cactus, you're not drawing a person, you're drawing a series of shapes and lines which eventually build up a person or a cacti or whatever you're drawing. Really badly, I've hardly used mine. I really need to use it. Yes, you do. Hi Doris, hi Miranda, hi Wendy. There is nothing wrong with the letter W, is there, darling? Okay, so we've done our main part of it, and then we're just going to draw a pot. So I'm going to come from behind just a little bit here and draw a C, and then come all the way along and then draw a backward C. And I quite fancy having him in, let's have him in like a geode type pot, something with a bit of a funky shape. Then we're going to go along. Then let's go from there to there. Then we're going to go down. And then we're going to come from here, I think, and then up here. And then I think let's do that. Okay. So when we come to shade it, we're going to put, in fact, let's do one there. We're going to put dark paint in here, and then we'll just colour the pot whatever we feel like. Okay, so cacti number 2. Let's go for I don't know. Let's go for one of these funny. They have like little children hanging onto them, being those annoying little ankle biters. It's like when you're around the supermarket. Carry me. Can I go in the basket? Can I sit in the trolley? Okay, so that is it. Just literally a, I don't know, a series of balloon shapes, I suppose you could call them. Balloons. It looks like he's going, ah, waving. Some really weird random shape. So on the top, I'm going to do it slightly thicker, but we're going to do some spikes again. And on some of these, I am going to do flowers. And then all he is full of is loads of dots. Let's get my 8 for this. This is what I love because you have all the different sizes. There we go. Then if I want to do smaller, I can just come back with a smaller pen. So while I'm doing this, I'm giving the ink time to dry into the paper. By the way, I'm using this Spectrum Noir aqua pen paper as well, which is really, really good paper. It's a really good GSM as well. It's 300 GSM and it's 9 by 12. Okay, so we've got some nice big ones. So I'm now going to grab my number 1 and just do some dots. Wendy, you missed the beginning of this because I tell you, my lovely, you're in for a treat after we've done the cacti. And if I have as much fun as I think I'm going to have, I'm definitely going to do a mini series. He's totally got a face. Please tell me you can see the face in that cactus. How cute is that? So sweet. Okay. We are going to put him in a teacup. Should we put him in a teacup? Now you can use a reference. I'm not going to, which means it's going to turn out really pants. So you can use a reference if you want to have a look at any random shapes of things. So again, it's just drawing lines. That's all it is. I think everyone gets really daunted when they have this idea of drawing something, and it really shouldn't be daunting. I don't know what's happening there, but that's a very, very, very odd shaped cup. But we'll go with it. We are going to decorate this one with stripes. See how easy that pen just glides over that paper. It's a very, very random looking cup right there. Okay, so let's do a double, I don't know, I must learn the name of these. No, actually, let's do, I'm having to remember these off the top of my head. I've got nothing in front of me. It's not, but it is like the aloe vera plant. No idea. And he's going to go in, do you know what? Let's be a bit creative here. He's going to sit in a tube. Which has a little stand. That's his little like test tube, so we need to see the roots underneath. Just going with the flow. Probably looks a bit strange, but hey, who cares? Okay, so let's do 3 more. Let's do our tall brown one with a little baby sticking out the side, and let's do our triangle pot. Like so. Just realised I was probably off camera there, sorry. And the whole point of these sketches is that they need to have that naivety about them. So there's nothing wrong with them being odd and higgledy-piggledy and shaped a little bit strangely. There really isn't. The printer's just turning off. Funny noise. Okay, so we are... Again, always head to the middle, because that's where they join up. And again, let's swap to our number 1. And let's do our 4 or 3. I'll go with 3 because my sanity keeps making me do W's. Apparently that's the thing. I'd love to see you guys have a go at doing some of these cacti. Again, I'm going to do a little flower on the top. I think they should all, well, no, maybe not. No, let's do a flower on the mummy and then leave the bubby maturing. Okay, let me zoom you out a bit, then I won't keep losing you off camera. Oh, it's gone very quiet in the chat. Okay, now we need, I had one of these and my husband killed it, which I'm not impressed with because it was worth about £300 if you were to buy it in the garden centre, because I'd grown it. It was in the chuck out section for £1 and it was like that tall, about that tall when I got it, and I grew it until it was nearly 4 foot tall, and it was a proper sort of country and western cowboy type cactus, and I loved it, and he put it outside and killed it. Not amused. Sounds like they're having a party upstairs. Oh, pot. I'm going to do another geode type pot, I think. I've got a thing about drawing these at the moment. Get my number one. And then again, just, you do get some that have those really, really long spikes, but I think these little ones just make them a bit more friendly. And it gives them, I think, more of an illustrative feel about them, more fun. Okay, so we need one more shape. Let's do the other round type. Okay, so again, almost an oval, just unclosed. And then this time we're going to do an S shape. And then let's have him in a semi-normal pot. With some polka dots. And why not? Wrong side. Oh, this actually we could do with doing them either side here, because your view will change. You'll be more central on. And he's going to have a nice big flower. I have no idea what, do they have different colours, or are they all just, I've only ever seen red, I think. Does anyone know if they have other colours? Not that it probably matters really, but okay. Let's do myself a favour and let's fill in the gravel, dirt, whatever. And I'm going to use the bark. So we're just going to fill it in. Can't do that one. Just shove a bit of colour down. Get your paintbrush. Don't have too much water again, otherwise you can flood it a bit. And then you sort of lose it a bit really. So this is bark colour, which is one of my favourite browns of the colours that they have. And just wash it all out. Right, throw some colours at me, boys and girls, because I want some ideas for the pots. I have cactus with pinky salmon colour, pink. We are learning. Sorry, couldn't resist. Oh, hang on, what have I missed? Sorry, couldn't resist. What have I missed? Okay, so our soil is down. Yellow, okay, right. Yellow it is. Let's go for sunshine. Let's go for meadow. Let's go for slate. Let's go for bramble. Oh, hang on. No, let's go olive. Okay, so the reason I've gone with these other complementary colours is because we've got a geode type pot, so we need to have each section sort of its own shade. preferably, oh, I keep doing that, preferably darker. That's quite light. The more we, oh, I keep doing that. God. You want the end without the band. Let's go for bramble, actually. Get that under there. Let's go with some more sunshine, because who doesn't need some more sunshine? And let's go with slate. Now, I'm going to be completely carefree with this, and I'm going to saturate my brush and just let it do whatever the hell it wants. Like so. Brush out that bit. It's the only thing with bark is because it's such a rich colour, it just needs a little bit more pushing around the page. You have to have a bit of patience with the bark, or you have to work quicker with it, but there, just leave it as that. Rose gold, just to test your colour range. Well, rose gold's like a pinky colour, isn't it? Aquamarine, my favourite colour. I've missed something, Erica. I don't know what you've done. Is it you going on the naughty step for a change? Teal. Where's my aquamarine? Don't tell me I didn't pick it up. I know I picked it up. Oh, that's not amusing. Teal kingfisher. Maybe I didn't. Okay, kingfisher. I literally just grabbed a handful, so I don't really know what I picked up, in all honesty. I think the kingfisher is probably going to be a bit too light. Let's have a bit of sea green in there, shall we? So we've got a nice subtle cup going on. Again, I'm not being neat around the corners because I just want it to be what it is. But can you see how these pens are not, the fine liners are not blending out at all? They're staying crisp and sharp and clean. That's why I love these art liners, because they're just spot on. Okay, the tube we need, like, I suppose a bit of blue just to indicate that it's glass. So let's just do a streak down one side. Just let it there, just leave it like that. Okay, now rose gold, blossom possibly, and I'm only picking it out of what I've got here. Let's go with something quite rah along the bottom. And again, big brush. I'm using number 10, by the way, and I'm using the Derwent Graduate, Daily Rowney Graduate. Again, just plopping it on, letting it do whatever it wants. And just, that's it. Leaving it as. Okay, what other colours have we had? Right, purple. We've got wildflower and magenta. I think wildflower is probably the more purple of the two. Could have sworn I picked up more than that. Oh, okay, let's have our geopot, like all the purpley pinks. Let's get the hot pink. Let's get the fuchsia. And let's have begonia, I think. I'm going to use a smaller brush because I purely don't want to flood it as much. So just keep it within its little area, its zones. I've just realised how close it is to that, colour-wise. Hey ho. Just let it wash out. Let's do a few of them because we haven't done any yet. Okay, I need the grey for when we're done, the grey brush. Sorry, coffee. Priorities and all that. Okay, colour for the last one. Should we have them? Well, let's do more of a bright yellow, I think. I just realised I didn't actually bring any orange down with me. Hi, Pam. Oh, let's keep the spots white, and let me go grab an orange quickly. Orange, let's go for sunset. And just yum. Let's pop a bit of that in here somewhere. I'll never forget when I was demoing these in Manchester. This guy come along and you know, I explained that they were water resistant, alcohol resistant, blah blah blah, and he honestly didn't believe me, so he sort of got a pen, scribbled over the page, and literally straight away shoved water on the top of them, and they didn't budge. I don't recommend doing that, by the way. I recommend letting them dry, but they didn't shift at all, so he was mightily impressed. Right, I know what's got to happen, because it's got to happen. Tracy, tell them they need to make more of these, because they're the best goddamn thing on the planet. They really are. Okay, let's do some little fine details. Okay, our cool colours will keep cool, so I'm going to put the silver. I don't know how well this is going to pick up on camera. That's not dry enough yet, I don't think. Oh, I keep putting my hand in it. Let's try it. Now, you're not really going to be able to probably see this pick up on camera very well. But it's like applying silver leaf. It's the only way I can explain it. It has a real glow to it. Let's put a bit down there, shall we? Let's see. If you've watched if you've watched any in the past, you've seen me use the gold loads of times, and the gold is what did the headdress for my Khaleesi. So most of my colours are warm. So let's do some, get off me paintbrush. Let's do some gold on here. You'll probably be able to see it much better once it's dried. I have got the little metallic pots, but this is still my absolute favourite. Let's make one of these gold. And let's make that one gold. These are the aqua tints, by the way, because I've realised I've just said I absolutely love them and not told you what they are, because that's really helpful of me. But that's what they are. They're the aqua tints. And they're just delicious. Oh, that sounds nice. Yeah, I love them. Can you see that? Look at that. Just, it's like having gold leaf on your design. Oh, it's just oh, you know when you need to squeeze something so tight you have to grit your teeth. Yeah, it's like that. Hey John. Okay, so green. Let's get the green down. I've got various greens here. 4 greens. Let's pick 3 and then we'll just alternate. Let's go with the sea green's quite wishy-washy. It's nice, but I think it's too pale for today. So let's just, I'm going to work upside down and then it avoids me sticking my hands all over it. Let's work from left to right as well. So I'm just going to colour it in down the bottom. Get my number 6 brush and just draw that colour out. And I want it to stay darker at the bottom, which is why I've applied the pen there, and then I want it to come lighter up the top. I'm not even going to mix that in. I want to leave it white. It looks a bit bluer on my, or through the camera than it actually is. I probably should be really careful because my dog that I'm working on the Patreon tutorial right now is sat there. That's it. In fact, I'm going to get some clean water and go over the top and let it do its thing. Right, let's use the moss. And again, we're going to do it at the bottom and then draw it up. Oh, that's perfect cactus colour, isn't it? Again, I'm leaving it. All the bits sticking out, leaving it. Okay, sage next. Again, from the bottom. Pulling up. What I'm going to do, don't panic. Yes, I know it's my desk, but anything that is waterproof. And I just want to, I might have to wait until it's a bit drier. Just want to make this stronger so it looks like it's sat behind. Yeah, I'll make that stronger when it's a bit drier. Oh God, this is why I need to drink coffee all the time. Okay, so this time we're going to go the other way round. And we're going to start evergreen. Oh God, what one am I going to have for the middle? Moss, sage. Okay, darling. Okay, so again, straight in at the bottom. I've just realised it's worked out that it's both the round ones. And then pull up. Make a mess. Don't care, just do it. This is why I love doing this. This is why I love Spectrum products, because when I have to do realism, you have to be so intense and so concentrating, and it does it eyes in for starters. As soon as you get these products out, that's it. You just want to have so much fun that you just don't care. You just really, really let go, basically. I can't blooming remember. I'm pretty sure moss was the last one, so let's put moss in here. That was a good guess. And let's just, these normally have white spots on them, don't they? I'll call it my air plant because not all of them do. Let's get some off my brush for this one as he's a little teeny weeny. Okay, so that leaves sage for the middle, and we're going to go right in the bottom. Oh, I've just realised how close to the teacup that colour is. I might add some more blue to that teacup. And do you know what? I am going to do it with our art liners. I'm hoping it's dry enough. I'm just doing in between the space where the silver isn't. It just needs a bit more punch, I think. And let's bring in, that's still fresh, isn't it? So this was the first one we did. I'm just bringing in a little bit of the brush pen because it just needs a bit more depth, I think. Not much. So I'm just drawing in the lines really. Adding in a bit of contrast. That's the word I'm looking for. There we go. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. And let's go in. You'll probably barely be able to see this, but just really delicate stripes of orange. Another reason why I love these products, because they have something to match everything, and it's just, there's always a nice colour that goes with it. A bit of contrast on here just so it looks like it's edging down, if that makes sense, while it's still wet. So even then I can barely push it round, and that's only just gone on. There we go. Okay. Let's, a bit darker in the bottom here, I think. Like so. Okay, let me grab my green again. Let's just add, see how carefree I'm being, because I just, there's no point in worrying about it, because you want that loose illustrative, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to be detailed, and you almost don't want to be realistic. You really want to be quite abstract with it all. So all I want to do is add a bit of depth. I'm going to get the brown in a minute. Love that pen. Okay, let's get the brown. My sister has loads of different cactus. She got me hooked on them too. I love them. My mother-in-law is obsessed with air plants, and I've got this beautiful, let me grab it if I can do it without my whole thing falling off. This, and I want to get an air plant, a hanging air plant to go in it. But I got this ages ago, and I just want to get like one of these air plants just to sit in it and hang it in my office, because how flipping gorgeous is that? So nice. The orange pot, well, this last one, I like the shape of that one. Okay, so is my brown going to be dark enough to add a bit of detail on the soil? I might get the black to do that as well in a minute. If you find you can't go dark enough in certain places, just grab an alternative colour, because layering the colours aid you in getting a bit of contrast. No different to working with pencils, really. All adds a bit of interest. trying not to put my hand over everything, but I keep doing it. Oh, I love that one. Okay, now the grey. I was going to do it on a shelf, but do you know what? I don't think I am. The grey I am going to use. In fact, let me get rid of these lines because it's going to confuse matters. Just put rubbish all over my floor, all in the name of a cool drawing. Okay, so my grey, and I'm going to go just from underneath and sweep out, and I'll go in the same direction for them all. These take such a beating, these brush pens. Love them. Okay. Let's go with... something down there now. Okay. Dilly ruler. Embarrass you all with my handwriting now. Embarrass you all. Embarrass me even with my handwriting. I used to love doing this flat bottom stuff at school. No, leave it, leave it, leave it. There. That's just so ridiculously, I'm in love with this one. Absolutely in love with it. If I'd done them further apart, I could have chopped them all up and sold them all as little mini cacti. I have a feeling that's going to go on Redbubble. What do you think? I'm so easily pleased. So look, I'm trying to tidy up here. I'm not very normally efficient. I think I might still need the Illustrator pens. It is fun, isn't it? And that's the whole point. Because, like, you guys are always watching me on live, and I'm always, like, down here and really intense and, like, getting loads of stuff done. And I'm like, no, tonight I just want to have some fun. Just go with the flow. I'm going to need to bring the camera right up after I have done. I need your votes now. So let me mark them up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you know what I haven't done? Now I have. Okay. So, if you weren't here at the beginning of the feed, I said there were going to be 2 projects today. One of them a really nice, fun, loose, just get me into the mood of using the spectrums. And the second one, I was just so inspired to do it after I found an old paper cut that I did of a stag with his horns going up and around. It had birds in it and leaves in it and all sorts of stuff. So I've decided I probably need more room to do that. But now I've pulled that out, I might actually use that. I don't know yet. The bit that I want a vote on is for the moon inside his antlers. It doesn't have to be a moon, it can be a gold disc. I love doing gold accents on something that's really subtle, that whole pop of colour. So I don't again know how well this is going to convey because it's shiny. They've all dried really well. That might be the better one to show you. Okay, so I've numbered them all. So if we're going to go for a moon, I think we're going to go for sort of these colours here. Now this one turns purple. So I don't know how well you can see that, but it has a purple hue. It's like I don't know what they're doing. It's like a mermaid colour. You then have like this gold yellowy effect, which has like a mottling on it, which I thought would be quite good for a moon. This one actually has texture, which I really love the idea of. I love the idea of the moon having some texture, which you can probably see there. I adore 7. It's like stupidly glittery. I also love 8, which is why I can't decide. Or you've got this bronzy colour here, which I also really liked. So I need your opinions, please. You can see that, can you? The shift. I adore this one though. Look at, I don't know, can you see the glitter on that? There, look. I know it's out of focus, but you can actually get a better idea of the glitter. So there's the purple hue change. That's very glittery. That's very coppery. And then I really also love number 1. But then I love that one because I love the texture. I can't decide. Okay, I'm going to let you choose in about... It's going to take a while to dry, so I'll let you have about 10 minutes to get some numbers up. And then I can work out what I like. But so far, 3 seems to have the upper hand. So the rest of the stag deer is going to be watercolour. And this side is all going to be brown and natural looking. This side is going to be blossom. And we're probably going to go a bit purple here, I think. 8 would be awesome for a dark sky. Yeah, it would. It's just, I just love them all. But it needs to have the impact, which is why I'm thinking, my only concern with number 3 is how subtle it is. Where I want it to have impact. Where number 2, as I say, has a really nice, or even number 6. Number 6 has a lot of shimmer to it. I know, right? If only I... Do you know what? I probably could actually mix 2. What if I mixed 6 and 3? Or even 2 and 3. Or 3 and 1. Oh my God! Why do I do this to myself? Oh! I don't do myself any favours. Please, if you are watching and you don't normally comment, I know some of you can't always comment. Please, if you can, come and leave a comment. See, I can see it in my head, so I know, she says, roughly how it's going to look. My fear is that number 3 is going to be too washed out. I think we need something contrasting. If we crack on, I'll leave this, if I can work like this, to one side. So let's write a big vote colour number in case anybody pops on. Could you make 3, 6 and a touch of 5? I possibly could, actually. Steve says 6 and 3 blended. Yeah, I like, or even those, because the moon is more than one colour. So we could maybe do, actually, 5 would give us the depth, 2 would give us the alternate colour, and 3 would give us the base colour. Or we could do those 4. Okay, let's just crack on because I basically have done a bit of a random colour because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to use. I've just picked loads of browns and we're just going to go with the flow. And I've got pinks and yellows for the blossom. So I've got things like charcoal and slate and the tan, because I want to keep it fairly natural so no one can actually see the boat colour there. So I'm not helping myself, and they can't see it there either, so just stop moving it around. Okay. Now the plan was as well to sketch him, so he had a thin illustrator marker, which I am probably still going to do, but it's going to be done in like a crosshatch style. So please don't panic when you're thinking, what the hell is she doing? I have a plan. It may not turn out perfectly. Oh, God, bloody itchy nose. Every time I come onto a live feed. So he's just going to get like the basics treatment, really. Like the most basic of sketches. Again, I just want him in this really ethereal, light style. I've had to use different water paper for this because the Spectrum one's only the 9x12 and I'm on a much bigger surface. Just cross hatch some shadow in. Really am just going with the flow with regards to how the pen lays down. I'm not going to control how much of the pen lands. The only way I'm going to do that is when I get these swirls going through, but everything else I'm just going to go with it, really. And quite honestly, drawing branches and trees is the best thing to do. Just go with it. Because once you've come over the top with your watercolour, it just all adds to that naivety. Really, Mr. Moth? It is the Spectrum art liners, which are blooming fabulous. You get them in varying sizes. I'm currently using number 1 because I wanted the fine detail. When I come to do the swirls, I'm actually going to use the brush pen because I want the difference in the... Let me grab it for you. The brush pen has a... Well, it's just a beautiful nib really, so you can get really fine detail and you can push down like a calligraphy pen really. So you can push down and then you can get the thickness, or you can get really fine detail. So that's what I'm going to do the other areas. So again, I'm not bothered about realism at all, but I'd like it to look like a deer at the end of the day still. At least get that bit right. Tried to get some going over the moon. The only thing I haven't tested, I might have to get the Illustrator markers for this. So I'm just drawing over the top. It draws over beautifully, but I don't know whether it's going to stick. So I'm going to let them dry, because once I paint over it, I'm going to lose my lines. The only thing I'm not going to pencil in are the leaves, because I'd like them to just be colour. Saying that, I'd need to test the brush. I have a feeling these are probably not going to stay. Oh, you know, if I give them time to dry, I might be pleasantly surprised. Ooh, they might, you know. I think they just need time to dry, really. As I say, the only other thing is I might be able to do it with the Illustrator markers. Sorry guys, bear with me. I just need... Quite know why I need so many, but... Might be a bit too thick for what I want, but we're going to give it a go. Might have a bit of a... That one's less used. Less used? Okay. We looking okay so far? Do I need to zoom you out a bit more? I do, don't I? Let's get you in focus. Autofocus sucks because it goes onto my hand every time my hand goes in front of the camera. But if I don't, then it means I have to change it all the time. Okay, so this half, as I say, I want it to be just a mixture of browns. So I'm just really going to go all in and just... I don't know how these pens are going to react on this particular paper. I'm just grabbing any colour at the minute that I sort of have. really tempted to do the other side of him blue. I want this chest quite fair. My brush is still quite wet, so just as she says. That could work, that could work. I think teal is one of the strong ones which doesn't always behave. So I need to work with it really quickly. Yeah. The reason being is that because teal is such a dark, rich pigment, they soak into the paper almost instantly, and it can make it a little bit more difficult just to move it around. So you just have to be prepared to then blend or do whatever it is you want to do, really. That's annoying me now. Got this nice dark mark there, so I need to blend that out. What I'll do is I'll wait for it to dry and then come back in. What I'll do is I'll just work on it off the desk. I can't believe how strong that looks through the camera. It's really not. I think something's wrong with my contrast. Colour intensity, possibly. It looks like smack bang in your face strong, but it's not. I'm going to blend that in. Is it working? I don't think it's working. Let's swap. Works nicely on his head and up here because it looks like he's got like a glow of light, but I'm not liking it on his body at the moment. So let's see what we can do. Water the other side of me, really. Right, give that a second. I've put plain water. Can't get any plainer than water. Clean water. So clean brush. And all it needs is drying a little bit. Probably needs a little bit more time. I'm just going to leave the water where it is. And eventually it will draw out some of that colour. So I'm not going to panic at this stage because I've done that before and it's turned out perfectly fine. See, I've told you I've gone into concentration mode now. I've gone all quiet. Right, I think I'm going to keep these branches pretty natural, though I really like the blue on that side. Just put my arm straight on the deer. So the leaves, to save having to come back in and water activate them, I may do with the Illustrator pens, the art liners, sorry. Let's see, I really like that blue now. He sort of makes a little bit more sense. I'm going to just add a touch of the can't do anything refining wise with the deer until he's dry. As with any watercolour medium, whether it's Spectrum or standard watercolour, it makes no difference. You still have to wait for your first layers to dry before you can go in and do any more layers. I think we need a mix. I am pretty damn impressed that the art liners, they're actually quite hard to rub off this surface, although obviously the I don't know whether I want to do them in black now. I don't know. Let's do the leaves. Where's my brush? No, do you know what? Let's just stay with the theme. Let's get some different coloured leaves in there. I'm just going to do them anywhere, really. I'm not fussed at all. I had them all drawn out, but I'm not bothered about keeping them in the place that I drew them, to be honest. All I'll do is I'll get the small brush in a moment. And yeah, I'm not overly fussed how much of it gets washed out, to be honest. It's just achieving a bit more of a leaf shape. Okay, just dabbing some of the excess off. And just pulling some of the colour out. Do you know what, in fact, no, I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to keep it like that, and I am going to bring that outliner in. Let's remove that before I put that somewhere where I don't want it. You see that top? I'm going to bring it in as a bit of a accent, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. And then I shall go over with the water afterwards. It's just I'm not even drawing proper leaf shapes really, I'm just I don't know, indicating, I don't even know what you'd call it. Tell you what I am going to do. Let's get me a big brush. I don't know if you're going to see that very well through the camera. It's quite subtle, the colours I'm using at the moment. Bring the stronger ones in. Don't forget, the drier the brush, the smaller your splats. The wetter the brush, the larger they are. So if you want small, intense colours, you need to have a dry-ish brush. Is that the wrong colour? It's the right colour, I can't decide. I'll bring on some of the blue on that side. Oh, wrong one. Right, that's still drying. Okay, so we want quite a, thinking the possibly the hot pink or the magenta. Hot pink, I think. Okay, and what end do I want to use? In fact, disappearing again. Okay. Right, what colour sakura petals do you want? Blossom petals, say now or forever hold your peace while I'm figuring out what pencils I need for the stag. So comment what colour you would like to see. That's 2 pinks. Right, while you're all deciding, what I'm doing is I'm dipping, I'm not soaking, I'm dipping the end of my lead into the water. And what that enables me to do is apply it. Warm water would give you a bit of a better melt as such, but it makes it much easier and you get a much smoother sketch, and then you don't have to necessarily come back with the brush later on, or depending on what you want to do, you can wet your brush and work straight off the pencil and use it as you would a standard watercolour paint. But the vibrancy you get off the pencils are just so complementary with the work that you're doing. They're fabulous. These last forever as well because the pigments are so rich. Okay, nobody else has voted, so we're going to go for pink. Right, just going to intensify the other side of him for the moment, as he needs a bit more detail. I think that's probably why he's looking a little bit lost on that side. Let's bring that over to this side as well, and then it sort of merges the two together a bit then. What do we think? I think he's starting to look a bit better. Okay, so let's just get a bit of detail on here and then we'll go in with the pink. The only thing with using such a tiny brush is you have to keep going back for water. The only other thing I thought of was maybe a planet or a galaxy if I did it all really dark and then did a galaxy in there. I might do a mix of purple and pink. Okay, so it's just a series of 5 really. Can't do over there until I know what we're doing. Oh, a bit heavy-handed there. Good, I'm glad. To grab the pink out next. Let's go for that pink. Again, I'm not being accurate with it looking absolutely like a sakura flower or petals or whatever. I'm just sort of indicating that that's what it is. Apart from that one, which apparently is really squished. And we need some little buds as well, don't we? I'm quite tempted to put a third colour in there just to give it a bit of dimension, but I'm thinking maybe blue. Don't think I have blue in that set. I have in this one. Might put some yellow in there as well. As you can see the blue so much, I think it's sort of merging in with blue dots I've already done. Apparently that's a massive flower. We need some more in this side, don't we? Mainly Big Cartel. Etsy's only really, oh, I put pink here. Etsy's really only for my paper cutting templates. So I use Big Cartel when I actually get the time to update my shop, which isn't very often at all. A lot of these types of things tend to go before I even get them in the shop, to be honest. Not that they fly out the door, but... Shall I put some green leaves on it? Let's get some... pinker than I was imagining it to be. So let's get some more teal going, I think. She needs, I think we need some sakura petals down here. What do you think? Just some random falling, just to even it up. Yeah, but who's gonna know? You honestly do not want to know how many times I have wanted to throw stuff in the bin. But until you give something a go, you don't know. And it's not necessarily about going in with a full design either. Sometimes you just need to sit and play. So even if you just made marks on a bit of paper, it doesn't have to be this precision drawing. It's just got to be, you know, something that you're experimenting with. Let's face it, this certainly hasn't come out the way I envisaged it in my head. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's certainly one that's going to have to grow on me, I think. Okay, so have we made a decision about this moon? What are we going to do? I'm thinking a combo of these three, and in fact, yeah, no, I'll use that actually. say now or forever hold your peace. Need a drink. I am thinking a combo of these. I'll give you a couple of minutes to work out 2 and 6, these two. I think this would be good for the light. This would definitely be great for the shimmer because it's beautiful. But then you've got an amazing shimmer on this one too. 6 and 3. We're all in this range, aren't we? We've got to have some of this in there. We've got to, because not only has it got the texture, it's got moon colour. So these 3 maybe. I'm going to give a few more people a bit of time while I titivate my stag. Do you know what I didn't do? I didn't do any yellow. So that is your cue to get down the number you want. In fact, let's save time. Let's grab. I'm not going to see it very well through the camera because it's quite light. Okay, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Has anyone worked out what it is yet? 6, 5, 2, 3. Yeah, I think they're going to work. Have you worked out what it is? I think you'll be quite surprised if you haven't figured out exactly what it is. I'm going to hide them until I can. 3 and 6 with metallic. With metallic. Oh, do you mean the this one? I might be able to get a bit of gold in there. But these are quite metallic already. Do you know what? Everyone's voted within this range. So I'm just going to do that whole range. Okay. The actual item I'm using here. Do you know what that is? Okay. Dirt. Nope. Nope. Okay, have I not got the right ones? Right, yes. Have I left one? Right, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes, okay. Okay, ready? The big reveal. And I'll tell you what, I am doing a whole series in this because I am totally inspired. Okay. There you go. I cannot believe I've never thought of this before. I was looking through my Instagram account and one of the YouTubers I follow happened to message a certain artist, losing my voice now, a certain artist. And let me see if I can find who it is. Holly Faye Art. If you're on Instagram, you need to go follow her because she is incredible. And it came up on one of her posts. But hers is a different type. Hers is specifically water activated nail polish. I do not know how that even exists. But it's just, I'm just showing you on my, apparently hers is usable with water. But I cannot believe in all my years of experimenting and playing and using unusual tools that I have not done this before. Couldn't believe it. So all 4 of these will go into making my moon. So her name again, if you wanted to know, Holly Faye, HOLLYFAE_art. Amazing. I followed her today because she's just wowzers. And that just inspired me completely and utterly to have a go. Exactly. Who hasn't got loads of nail polishes? I have literally, I'll show you the table after the live feed. I'll do a quick video to send over to the Facebook group. I have well over 100, 200 polishes, and Barry M was one of my consistent favourites to get, but it would never stay on my fingernails. So the one that John liked was this really, really sparkly one here. That's it, perfect. So combining this one, which has that purple hue to it, which you can see at Colour Shift, Under the Sea Mermaid Polish. This is Molten Metal, which again has a real beautiful shimmer to it. This is the one that has texture because it has bits in it. It's got like, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's got like gold flecks in it. And then this is another mermaid polish. So imagine our moon being done with all 4 of these. So I have to give them a really good shake. That hopefully. So all I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to use the end of, actually I might use my colour shaper because I can always clean that off. Okay, I'm just going to go for it. And fingers crossed I don't muck it up. So I'm just going to take all the lids off because I think we're going to have to do it in patches and swirl it around. But I had my kids with a sheet of this paper in the kitchen with my entire range of nail polishes, testing it on paper to see what they look like and whether they'd work. And because they take so long to dry, I can manipulate them. And heck, I barely use them on my nails anymore, so let's do something really cool with them. So I'm going to make a whole mini series with these of pictures because I can and I want to and I love it. Hey! I bet you come to see me drawing, didn't you? But now I'm sitting here playing with nail polish. Because that's exactly what you'd expect from my art channel. God, it stinks. Getting high. Whew. Gonna smell this in the morning. My Okay, I'm going to use just the end of my brush for now. Not got enough in that section. I'll have to get some more down in a minute. Oh, colour shape tool wants to pick it up, so that's no good. No. Oh dear. Nah. Oh, it's so scratchy. I'm so tempted just to get a paintbrush, one that I'm happy to ruin. Although I could probably quite easily clean it out, to be fair, with a bit of acetone. It's gone very quiet upstairs. I wonder if I've knocked the kids out with the smell. Oh, I wish you could see this properly. I've lost my perfect circle. Dagnammit. Where's my U's and R's? You're panicking me. I put a couple of coats on each. Now I've sort of spread it around. It's going to be a bit easier to cope with. Just such a gorgeous colour. It looks really mucky through my camera, but it's actually really quite beautiful. I love the fact some of it's drying with texture. So unusual because not only are you getting the texture, you're also getting the pink and the blue from that real iridescent, and you've obviously got this bright light shining right on it at the moment, which is not doing it any favours really. Let me move it away slightly. So it's obviously wet at the moment, but it's going to not be much different in all honesty. It has a proper moony effect to it. I'm just going to do an odd bit of dark here and there. And it's mottled so nicely. I'm loving it. getting high too, man, God. I'm quite tempted to mirror some of this. It's not, actually, it nearly tipped it all over my desk there. It's not warping it at all, really. Not like watercolour. No, it's not. It's completely smooth. Do you know what? I am going to, let's break it out. Come on. Let's just, yeah. Go on, just whatever. Just do it. So not only that, it's going to have this texture now. I'm flipping loving this. Do you know what? Let's give John his glitter. You sounded terribly brummy there. That's not brummy at all. I do like to come out in a bit of an accent every now and then. It's the Bon Ross in me that does it, you see. God, this is really going off, this one. Proper mixed media artist, me. Yeah, it does really stink. To the point where my chest is sort of starting to hurt a little bit, actually. John's not even here, is he, to enjoy the sparkles? Because I haven't heard him pipe up yet. Come on, shake it about. It's such a shame you can't see the... You see, David, I don't do anything expensive. Okay, on average, these are about £8 to £12 a pot. I never get them at that price. I get them in clearance and they cost me £1. Which, when you think of the price of a watercolour tube, it's not far off, actually. If I ventilate, I'd have every bug in this office flying around my head, causing me grief. Oh, you wait till I get a proper video of this. The Barry M's are always on 3 for 2 as well. I can't do that black line until the polish is finished. So I'll do what I can, but I'll avoid the polish areas. Unless you're happy for me to go over it with a hairdryer. I know how much... There's already a bug in here and I haven't even opened the door. I know how much Wendy loves watching paint dry by hairdryer. Yeah, Poundland's always good. And do I put white acrylic spots over it? Like a galaxy? Like stars? If I put in the lines, you'll be able to roughly see if I can do all this while avoiding the nail polish. That's not at all where I drew the last one. So that one goes over the moon. Pretty much all flammable, isn't it? Okay, so you're happy for me to get the hairdryer out? I'll turn the microphone off so you don't get your ears blown out. Get the brush pen when it's dry as well. Okay, right, microphone unplugging now. Quite tempted to bring the markers over. I don't know. I don't feel I want them to be black. Why don't we paint these bits this colour and have a different tone? I'll give you a chance to... Oh, it's just... Look how shiny it is! Oh, battery's dying. I don't know if I can take a quick... I'm sorry, but those colours have just made the perfect moon. I don't know how this is going to look through the webcam. Done. No, you can hear me now too. Can you hear me? I don't know whether you can hear me. No one's saying if you can hear me or not. Which makes me think that you can't hear me and I'm talking to myself. Shall I write a little help note? Right, there we go. Cool. I am going to go and paint these in this. Because I think we need the contrast and I think black is just going to be too much. This is basically a metal polish. It's supposed to dry and give you a metal effect. Come on. Yeah. Out of focus, really? Your eyes tired, woman. I'm pretty sure I had another one of these. I'm sure there was 4. Do you think 3 looks okay? I picked up a bit of gunk on the way. Was that a yes to white spots over it? I think I'm really tempted to be honest. Give him a bit of galaxy feel. Don't want to strengthen too many of these because I quite like how delicate he is, but I think it needs white. I think it needs something, or the silver. I could use the silver, although that's water activated, so it's not going to stay on. It's going to have to be acrylic. Okay, so this is Daily Rowney liquid acrylic, basically. If I use anything else, because it's a smooth surface, it will just wipe off, so it has to be acrylic. Or white nail polish, but I can't be bothered to go to the kitchen and have a look, because I'm lazy like that today. Let's go with a medium brush. I'm going to water it slightly, not by much. Straight on his eye, which I didn't want it to go. Sorry, Mr. Dog, if you're getting loads of crap over you. Just doing some really fine ones as well, so I'm not wetting my brush now. Now, because you've got a big glaring light, and it is probably going to be a bit of a struggle to take a photo, you're probably not going to see. Hi, Katie. I'm so nearly done, my lovely. You may not see. That's how shiny it is. Let me turn it down. God, it's just so delicious. So you're not going to see any of the white. Oh, it's gone really dark and moody. Now you can see the white. And I'm going to get my Posca pen just to make some stronger ones. This looks like a children's book illustration. Ah, thank you. I was totally inspired today by an old paper cut that I did. And then, do you know what? I Googled it and there are hundreds of pictures like this. I had no idea how many there were. Oh no! Have you pressed on the bell icon? Did you press all? Because you have to press all. Otherwise it only notifies you when they're... I don't know. It just doesn't notify you of them all. But at least you come to say hello now, so that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to add a few more bigger ones with the Posca rather than... The Posca's a little bit more get out of it. A little bit more translucent as well. No, opaque. Take that back. I haven't got any over there, so let's get some over there. Let's get some on there. Well, who knew that that could make such a cool looking moon? Yeah, the only thing with the Daily Rowney ink is it can be quite translucent, so you don't always get it very strong. So you almost, this is where I could do with getting the sparkle pen out, to be honest. Right, let me turn that light back up. Can I zoom you out any further? Look at that. Yeah, you would have thought so, but yeah, it's like blooming Facebook and everything else. Like Instagram, I'm seeing posts from 2 days ago from an Instagram, and it's just like, and people wonder why their reach is so crap at the moment, Because I know, let's show something that was 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago. Why they couldn't just leave Instagram alone and have it on the standard, it's when you post and that's it. I don't know. Anyway, what do you think, guys? Does it need a wash in the background? It's too bloody late now, but do you think it needs a wash? I don't think I can do anything if I did try. I've missed a line, hang on. That's where the other one was, I think. Okay, I'm going to do 2 equal ones and then I'm going to call it finished. Well, actually, I'm not going to call it finished. I'll call it something else. Can you think of a name? Definitely have to get this scanned in for prints, I think. And then I'll have to get the original in the shop. Yeah, half my lines are missing from this side. Looking a little bit more even now. I think I need to make where the, let me just go over again now it's dried a bit more. Struggling to see the branches. That's better. Fiddling now, aren't I? Someone come slap my hand. It does, doesn't it? Done. Do you know what? I actually have a print called Deer Night. So Stag Night would actually, although Stag Nights, when you say Stag Nights, are generally a bunch of men out on the lash or on holiday causing havoc. So Stag Moon, I don't know, we'll have to have a think about it. Do me a favour, lovelies. Erica, if you're still watching, because I'm going to go and crash on the sofa now because I'm just exhausted. Can you set up a poll in the group for me? I'm being really cheeky today, aren't I? Shall I just make you admin? I'll make you admin, darling. Yay, Erica's got a promotion. Well done. Yeah, or Wendy, whoever. And let's think of a name. And whichever name I choose will win a free print. So, yeah, do a poll or something. I don't know, ask the question. Yeah, and whichever name I choose will win a free print. So head over to the group. If you're not in the group already, it's Benita Doodles Art Share on Facebook. And come and comment on a name. Ooh, just thought about sea turtle in there. Oh, don't start! I have every colour under the sun. Seriously, I do. As I say, I'll take a video in a minute of my desk and of my kitchen table, and I'll post it in the group and you can see all the colours that I have. I'm just a colour addict, I think. But yeah, sea turtle would be freaking amazing. Just the sheen on it, it's just beautiful. Look at it. The only thing that actually doesn't work, well, it does a little bit actually, is the pink. When it goes from blue to pink. But you're doing the cat. Wicked, well done. Right, I'm off to crash because I'm absolutely shattered after pretty much cleaning my kids' bedroom. And at the age of 10 and 8, you can imagine what the hell it looked like. yeah, 2 bin bags, 1 charity bag, and then I did our bedroom, and then I did the living room, and didn't stop. So I'm knackered. So thank you so much for joining. I know it's been a particularly long live feed today, 2 hours 23 for goodness sake. So I really do appreciate the fact that you've sat here with me for 2 hours 23 minutes. You lot need to get something happening on a Saturday night, because sitting here with me on a Saturday night just shows that I don't have a life either, actually. So yeah. But thank you, my lovelies. I'll see you in the group. And yeah, I'll see you for my normal live on Wednesday. I am going to do something with gouache. Yes, gouache. So I'll see you on Wednesday for the next live. There is a Tip Tuesday going up about how to use your pencils when drawing. And yeah, all the normal nonsense I normally say. But have a good evening, morning, afternoon, whichever it may be while you're watching this, and I shall see you on the other side. Bye!